the Speak Easy podcast, where we go behind the scenes and give that, that absolute, not so absolute when it comes to being the successfully paid speaker and author. I'm your host, Altspace Pelzer, the voice coach, professional speaker, certified life coach, Amazon best-selling author, and founder of the World Voice League, a community of female speakers coming together to impact social change. That part is so very, very, very important. But with that being said, I'm super excited about our guest for today. Well, introduce yourself to the audience and let them know a little bit about yourself before we dive into today's topic.
Thank you. My name is Ukpeme Akpan Okon. I'm an ambassador for peace, a lawyer, a mediator, an award-winning author of The Value Stream, which is a book on transitional life, compelling fulfillment and profound peace. And I'm also a speaker, in a nutshell.
Right, in a nutshell. Now, how long have you been speaking?
I've been speaking for about 9 years. Over 9 years.
And so now you guys saw the topic for today. We're going to be talking about peace building, because again, when it comes to being the successful speaker and author, there are so many things that will attempt to steal your peace. And if you don't have that peace of mind, you don't have that peace within your home, that peace within your business, all types of things will occur and happen. So with that being said, in the beginning, did you ever come up against any things that kind of tried to steal your peace in this journey?
Thank you. That's an interesting question. In my journey as a writer, I already had my confidence, my self-confidence intact, because I knew that I wanted to send out a message to the world. I knew my message. I knew the voice I wanted to put in print. I was already confident in myself, and I was, of course, aware of all the challenges that come from external challenges and even internal challenges. And I was also confident of who I am as a person, as against comparing myself with the writers I've heard about, writers I've seen, and all what I've seen about writers, and their style. So I already had the image, my own self-image, in confidence. I was confident about what I was writing, who I am. I wasn't comparing myself to anybody. So that was the platform I already set for myself, which also helped me to build the confidence with which I was able to write and publish my book. So yes, indeed, the peace of mind is really very important for anyone aspiring to write, or even in any endeavor, to have confidence in yourself, believe in yourself. Believe in your vision, believe in your message, believe in the outcome, and don't be deterred by challenges that you might face. Thank you.
That speaks volumes. We know that this journey, when it comes to being the speaker or the author, it does come with its own set of challenges, simply because in the beginning, the biggest challenge is just trying to get somebody to say yes to buying the book, yes to making you a speaker. So when you were working, to try to get that first speaking opportunity, how did that go for you?
Interesting again, because I know for a lot of authors, the challenge of who is going to write my book, who is going to read this book? Am I going to get the audience? Am I going to get the buyers? How do I get to persuade people to read my book? How will I get people to write reviews? There's so thousands and millions of books out there. But, without denying that fact, yes, I had such thoughts, about my book, reaching the right audience, reaching the world, because I knew I have a powerful message. But I also experienced the challenge of visibility among the thousands of books out there. People who are those are going to see this book. Am I putting it out there? Am I doing enough to promote it? But one thing, self-promotion, tell people about your book. I was not discouraged by no sales or by, seeing people authors ranking amongst the bestseller ranks and all sorts of ranks. Because I know that even if Although I know I've had book sales, but even if nobody buys my book, I am my own number one fan. My message, I even read my book occasionally. I am my number one fan. I believe in my message, and my message speaks to me. And so even if just one person reads my book and becomes transformed, I am really happy about it. But yes, I also encourage and also commend all sorts of platforms, like platforms as yours, people who also provide platforms for their colleagues to showcase their messages to the world. So I also make use of such platforms because those are opportunities that come, valuable opportunities. So in as much as my book which was just recently released, may not have been popular as at now, but I am confident that with time, the message in that book will get to the world. And with time, it's not all about the income. Yes, it's secondary to me. It's not all about the income from book sales, but it's the message and it's the voice in the message in the book. So like most authors, of course, I had such challenges thinking, oh, this book, are people really seeing this book? But I can surmount those challenges. I'm able to surmount the challenges.
Wow. That's powerful because you hit on a couple different things. Go through a lot of challenges when it comes to who's going to buy the book. How are we going to get it out there? Marketing is one of the biggest challenges, no matter where you are, for speakers and authors. Now, one of the things that I love is that for this particular audience, we have a global listening audience. And so there are people who are all over the world. Some of them have not written a book, but they have a story that they want to share. So hearing information like that definitely inspires them because then they know that they're not alone. So in this journey, have you had somebody who's been mentoring you through writing the book? And because you've made some huge accomplishments, with this book and with your journey.
Indeed. I'll say I was my main mentor because I had people ask me, how did you cope with writing this book with young children? How were you able to achieve this? How did you do it? But I was my mentor. I was able to say there's no excuse. I said you have absolutely no excuse. You can achieve what you want to do. Even with young children, I was able to write my book. I was able to get all that done within approximately maybe 6 months, about 6 months. And then I got an editor, and then I had to do all the needful things to publish the book. So I was my number one mentor because I self-motivated myself. I self-inspired myself to do what I needed to do. I had the plan, and I had the resources to help me fulfill the plan. So I motivated myself, and of course I got the support I needed from family and friends. So that also helped me to achieve my ultimate goal in writing that book and publishing it. So I encourage authors, people who want to write, people who have a message out there, who are thinking, well, can I do this? Will I have the time for it? How am I able to do it? Once the motivation is there and you are focused, you can achieve.
That focus is so very important because that focus is what keeps us going. So what is your morning routine? Because you are someone that has children. Are you a single mother?
I'm not a single mother.
So then you have not only children, but you have children and a spouse.
Yeah, indeed.
Which comes with its own set of challenges and joys and laughter and moments. So what is your routine in order for you to be able to get into that space of creating peace for yourself?
Thank you. My routine for creating peace, I try to, within myself, I try to be an embodiment of peace. Because once I'm an embodiment for peace, I realize that I exude peace, and that peace in everything I do. once I have that peace within me, it affects all what I do. So when I wake up in the morning and devote my day to the Almighty, and I look at all the things I have to do, I have to manage my priority for the day, my priorities for the day. I have a set goals for the day. Each day, I try to manage my time. It's very, very important. Stay organized. I look at all what I need to do and ensure that I'm able to achieve all those things without being overwhelmed. Because when you are overwhelmed mentally and physically, you can be discouraged, you can be distracted, you can lose your peace. So for me, once I'm able to have that peace, I'm able to instill the peace within me. I'm not discouraged by the things I have to do for that day, because I've already set my mind on going about my duties, on going about my activities for the day in a very peaceful manner, and I try to contain whatever conflicts. Sometimes there might be internal conflicts, external conflicts. How are you going to cope with maybe the challenges of too much work to do? Maybe, or you have so much things to do and you feel you might get tired. That is a challenge. How are you going to manage that conflict in a way that would not be violent upon you mentally and even physically? If you have children, for instance, and you begin to think, oh, how am I going to cope? The children playing, I need to write this article, I need to focus on this program, I need to do this, and the children might be, distract me, what I have to do. So find a way to be at peace. Find a way to be in that moment in a peaceful manner. Try and enjoy the noise. Try and enjoy the moment from the children. Try and see the good coming from it. Don't look at it as noise. Try and be in that moment of what is happening and use it to advance what you have to do for that day. So that has helped me a lot in my activities, in whatever I need to do. I'm mindful. I'm mindful of the circumstance. I'm mindful of everyone around me. I'm mindful of my children. I'm mindful of my spouse. I'm mindful of the plants. I'm mindful of the structures in my house and the home. I'm also mindful of my breath. I'm mindful of everything. So it helps me to be at peace. I'm unable to manage any counter feelings, anything that would be be detrimental to my states, my mental states. So it's very important. You have to be a piece of peace. Be a piece for peace in whatever you're doing for the day. Have your activities planned out. Try and imbue peace. Try and embody peace. Just say to yourself, I am peace. I am peace. Today, I will find peace in everything I'm doing. All my activities for today, I'm going to inject peace in it. And that way, you will just realize that you will be at peace. Everything will be peaceful. What you think is chaos will now turn out for good. So that's how I'm able to manage my daily activities in a peaceful way.
Which is powerful, because I know that one of the things you said that stood out for me, because it was something that I had to learn in my journey as well, and that's being in the moment. And, especially when you have children, mine are a little older now, but when you have children, being in the moment, so that way you don't lose the connection with them, just to be successful. And we see that in a lot of businesses. We see it in a lot of people who are just grinding and hustling. And you need the grind and hustle because you need to get things done. But don't grind and hustle your marriage away. Don't grind and hustle and then you've missed 10 years of your children's life. Like, you left a job in order for you to have more time and to have, more opportunities. And it's almost as if this is turned into a job and not your passion. And so that's one of the things that really was valuable for me, because that's what I had to come through as well. Because again, a lot of times when you come in that first 5 years of being the speaker or the author, man, you come up against so many different things negative conversations. You come up against situations that don't happen the way you wanted it to happen. And I mean, all heck can break loose. But when you decide, and you said it very, very like amazingly, say to yourself, I am peace. Make that declaration as soon as you wake up in the morning, because you know things are going to happen. You don't know what may happen, but things will happen. But if you be intentional and start with the day and saying, I am peace, then I'm searching peace out in my day, no matter what.
Indeed.
I mean, absolutely love that. Absolutely love that.
Thank you.
So now, we know that you're an award-winning author of The Value Strain, a book on traditional life, compelling fulfillment, and profound peace. You're a lawyer, an arbitrator, an adjudicator, a mediator, a speaker, a trainer, a mentor, an ambassador for peace. Oh my goodness. And so I want to know how all of this combined led to you being the founder of GAIN, which is the Guild of Adjudicators in Nigeria.
Thank you. Yes, the book is a book on transitional life. Okay, all those things, they sound like so many caps. Yes, I wear so many caps, and those are caps in a nutshell. And it's the person I am. I believe that my passions have to be seen in what I do. I'm a professional. I have other things I'm doing. I founded the guild. I founded Guild of Adjudicators in Nigeria, GAIN, which is the first of its kind in Nigeria. I'm a trailblazer, without doubt. I'm saying with all sense of humility and pride in myself. But in my interactions with people, as a professional, as a mediator, as an ambassador for peace, and so on, I discovered that I love to inspire people, and that peace is my motivation. I want to leave a legacy of peace foremost. That's the foremost legacy I want to leave. And so in my interactions with people, when I discovered that even in my family and in everything I had to do, that peace was paramount for me, I decided that I wanted to take this further by writing that book. I wanted to take it further by setting up organizations that will have conflict resolution as a core objective, and also in my interactions with people, because peace and conflict resolution is my passion. So all this led to some of those things that you see, some of those achievements and some of those organizations I'm involved in, and some of those organizations that I founded. So it's my interaction with people and discovering that I have a voice. I have a voice that needs to be heard. I have a voice for peace. I have a voice for non-violent conflict resolution. I have a voice for mental wellness. And these voices need to be heard all over the world. And so my interactions provided a platform for me to make my voice to be heard. So that's why I'm involved in some of those things and even many others. And I'm looking forward to amplifying my voice and also spreading my message across the world.
Now, with you having such a strong passion when it comes to peace, would you say that there are anybody who was influential in, you going in that direction, where you as a child, you looked up to them and said, wow, yeah, I see that, they have a heart for peace, and that's the heart that I want to have. That's the direction that I want to go in.
Yes, I had a lot of, I think there's so many people, I can't really say this was the ideal person I looked at as my peace mentor. Because most times some of those things I realize them. That's why I encourage people, when you realize your passion, when you realize your talents, just those things, when you work on them, they just find a way of blooming. They find a way to bloom. So even if you don't have a role model, or even if you don't have someone to say, this is the person I looked at, this is the person that inspired me, within you, what that force within you would have a way find a way to become relevant, become seen. So for me, I realized that I like to, when people are disagreeing, even as a child, I always like to be, bring people together in peace. Try to resolve the quarrel. Try to be the one who, when two people cannot resolve their problems, try to be the middle person to bring person A and person B together to solve their problem. And because of that leadership role, which I even exhibited from the age of 10, I was able to grow with that passion. And there's a particular situation where there was a protracted, difficult matter. And all efforts to make peace in that matter, this was in my adulthood, all efforts to make peace in that matter, it was really difficult. But I successfully mediated in that matter. And I was referred to as peacemaker. Peacemaker. And the person who called me the peacemaker, may God bless his soul. He's dead. He's no longer in this world. May God bless his soul. He called me peacemaker. And since then, also, in addition to the other experiences I had, I realized that name, peacemaker, has to do more work for peace, has to do more peace work. And so some of those things really inspired me. Those experiences I had, even maybe in family issues, I seem to be the one who wants to make peace. I seem to be the one, or there are others too, but I also take that challenge. In situations which are challenging, I see it as possible, that peace is possible. I don't look at the situation as being, it's so difficult, people are recalcitrant, some people don't want this peace, some people they just don't want to come together for anything. But I look at the possibility that peace is possible in that situation, and I step into the situation. I don't look at the difficulties, I don't look at all the challenges. I step into that situation and I step into it, and I'm able to make an impact. So my experiences, even though I can't really remember, looking up to one person to say, okay, this is the person, this is a peace mentor for me, this is the person that has inspired me to be a peacemaker. But because it is my inherent traits to be a mediator, to be a peacemaker, those experiences, I didn't let them, I had to amplify them. I had to bring them out. I have to act it out. I have to act my peace talent and peace passion out. So my experiences are actually what made me to foster my peace work. My experiences in solving issues between and among people. So those are the things that encourage me to continue in what I do as a peacemaker, as a conflict resolution practitioner, as a mediator.
I love it. Now, one of the things that I always ask anyone who comes on is, in this journey, have you had any blunders, any moments that you can look back and say, maybe that wasn't the best at that time?
If I can look back, and I have in life, of course, we have experiences that help us, that shape us, that we look back and learn lessons from, and some experiences that also we wish, sometimes we hope, okay, we could improve, and so on and so on and so forth. Yes, I do. Sometimes there are so many things that happen. They seem to be like setbacks, but in all honesty, I use every situation I encounter as a lesson. I use the situations I encounter as a platform for me to even excel, for me to improve whatever I'm doing, for me to strive for excellence, for me to strive to be a sterling leader, and for me to also impact more positively on lives. So in all of my experiences, some may be good, some maybe I would have wished they were better, but I use them as lessons, and I use them as with thanks, because some of these things, they could have been worse. Some of those experiences, they could have been worse. And just as I said earlier on, if you look at your circumstances and you begin to discourage yourself, can I achieve this because of this happening, then you will discover that the time you would have used to impact someone, or the time that you would have used to advance in something, you are spending it on regrets. So I try to use every situation and every circumstance, just as I said, when even people that heard I wrote the book and they asked me, oh, how did you cope? How did it happen? How did you? I said, you can do all what you need to do. You can, even if you don't have children, even people that are single, or maybe they don't have children, or you don't have anything very challenging doing, if you're not motivated to do anything, you will not do it. You always find an excuse. You might say, okay, I want to spend some time sleeping, I won't be able to write this book. Even when you have, there will always be excuse. If you want, you can always find an excuse if you don't want to do anything. So for me, I use my experiences as lessons, and I use my experiences as opportunities to excel for better days ahead.
I love that. So your experience is either motivation or an excuse. I absolutely love that. Now I know that you have a summit coming up soon. So let the studio audience know a little bit about the summit that's coming up and how they can register to be a part of it.
Oh, thank you very much. Yes, I have a virtual summit coming on September 21st this year, that's next month, the year 2019, and it's called the Peace Agenda Summit. The theme of the summit is presenting strategies for achieving both personal and world peace. It's online and it's free, and this summit is for peace enthusiasts to act on sustainable agenda and action for peace. There are so many lofty objectives of this summit: peace building, highlighting nonviolent conflict resolution, mental wellness, protection for peace builders, the power of forgiveness, among others. There are many things to learn from this summit, and we have some charismatic expert speakers who will be speaking to participants through video presentations. So the registration has started for the conference, and then there's a link which I will share here for registration. So it's free, and once I invite my listeners and viewers to register for this remarkable event, and I believe that after this, when you attend the summit, you become advocates for peace, and we will be able together, because this is a collective success. Together, we will make this world a more peaceful, non-violent place. So I thank you for the opportunity to share this wonderful event with the audience. And I look forward to participation, because when we look at all what is happening in the world today, sometimes we think, oh, this peace that people are talking about, is it possible? There's so much violence, so much conflicts, so much is going on, even within an individual. But I can assure you that peace is possible. I believe peace is possible because I am peace, and you can be peace. We can be peace.
That part is so very important for us to understand, is going back to that statement of I am peace. And as a speaker and author, you guys know that, again, things will happen. The situations will occur. You'll have sometimes a fork in the road or a detour, and having that peace ahead of time, being intentional about having that peace, up for success. So I want you to let them know how they can get a hold of your book and also how they can reach out to you on social media.
Thank you. I can be reached on www.thevaluestring.com. The value string is TheValuestring.com. And there are links if you visit the website, there are links where you could purchase my book, the ebook version or the paperback version. And I'm also available on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, and the links are also provided here. So I encourage, I can also be found on the Peace Agenda. If you search through the Peace Agenda on those platforms, or Ukpeme Akpan Okon, or the Value String, you'll be able to find me. But the links are provided. Thank you. But the website is a sure avenue to discover more about where you can find me. Thevaluestring.com.
I absolutely love it. You guys know that, again, this is why we have these conversations, because you need to know the ins and outs and the behind the scenes when it comes to being the author, the speaker, success. Because guess what? If you don't have people, then you can't be able to connect with people and network with people. And networking is definitely a high priority when it comes to you being the successfully paid speaker and author. Now, guys, if you are a speaker and author, I would love to have you on as a guest. If you go to bit.ly/Speakeasy Podcast Show, all lowercase, you can check us out over on Apple Podcasts. But if you want to be a guest, go to bit.ly/Speakeasy Podcast, and you can choose a date that works best for you to come and share your story of being the successful or not so successful speaker or author. We would love to have you on as a guest, that part. And then on top of that, guys, you guys know that we are doing some phenomenal things. If you haven't done so already, make sure that you join us over in the World Voice League community. It's a free community on Facebook, #World Voice League, in order for you to join up. Again, it's completely free. You get some great information in there, and we continue the conversation in the community. With that being said, I appreciate you guys. As your host, Altavice Pelzer, founder of the World Voice League, a community of female speakers coming together to impact social change. You guys know that this particular topic is very near and dear to my heart. I appreciate you guys. And until next time, don't forget to press it out. See ya.